Hello everybody, this is Payflake and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man Battle Network 2. I got Sai Goku here and we continue on after a friendly little guy in the airport somehow pressured us into the car.
Yeah. Like, hey, hey look, I got money.
I'm a nice guy. Here, I'll give you a ride. Thanks, mister. And the door's locked.
Yeah, he's totally not a jerk. I mean, look at that portrait.
Oh, whoa, sire, come on. Just because he wears sunglasses doesn't mean he's that kind of guy.
That's why he just kicked you out of the car, right?
Nope. He wants Lance booty. I actually just do mean the chips.
Are chips really that valuable to people?
Well, according to what he said, he's saying that Electopian chips are actually rare where he is. So now I have anything that was in my folder that wasn't in my deck is gone. And this...
you got robbed. Your fault.
That's true. That's what I get for trusting a stranger and letting him pressure me into a damn car.
Why wasn't Mega Man preventing you from going in there like the guy he's supposed to?
Oh, he was, but at the same time he's like, well... You could be right, I guess, because Mega Man's kind of naive too.
Yeah, he's always been kind of stupidly naive.
Anyways, I have this bad habit where I talk to every fucking NPC in the game and show it off.
I can see that.
I mean, for those who saw our Tales of Fantasia, my Tales of Fantasia Let's Play, I did that a lot too.
I also see you just taking a stroll around the entire city.
Well, I'm also checking, if I forgotten anything, or I missed anyone. Anyhow, this is the part where my memory starts coming more keen and remembering where everything was. Not the stores, but anyways. Lock enemy, let me explain that real quick. I think I already did, I'm not sure, but just real quick. Say you're fighting a Metatar, and you want to keep fighting that specific Metatar. Use the lock enemy, and you'll be fighting that Metatar until it expires. This way you can grind that enemy for their chips.
That's fair. That's a lot of fun.
Well, if you're one of those people who like, I need to grind so I can 100% the game, well, there you go. Now you know how to spend your money. Anyways, this little guy is going to give us a secret about the goddess statue, but he didn't. So now we're fighting Handy 2, or as I like to call him, Master Hand, left and right. Anyways, you can't destroy those blocks, they're there forever, so... And I kind of fucked up by throwing Totem Man in there. I wanted to show him off, but I fucked up. So now I'm doomed to take damage. But it's also kind of handy that, I could show off that, well, you can actually blow up those fucking rocks with explosives or something with a hammer, if you have one, that is.
Should have done that first and then used Toad Man.
Well, I didn't have the explosive. They exploded it for me.
That's true.
Anyways, I actually like mashing my Buster to do most damage on these guys. Unfortunately, I don't build up rapid in this particular playthrough. I mostly go for, I mostly go for damage and charge. Most people would probably do damage and charge as well, but I kind of go with damage first because I like to spam it. You think I should have done rapid damage instead, though?
Really, it just all comes down to personal preference. I mean, if you have rapid, you're going to do the same amount of damage as you would if you got power anyway, so...
Yeah, it kind of justifies in a way. But me, I just like mashing buttons sometimes. Not mashing as in, like, in fighting games I don't mash, but when it comes to, like, enemies like this, I just like, haha, I'm gonna burn you down. And I blame Metal Slug for this.
A game where if you have a turbo button, you would just hold down the turbo button because it's faster.
Well, there's Game Man. His chip says 40 damage, and he throws 3 little spawn underlings. So 40 times 3 is actually 120 damage on a single enemy unit, assuming you're targeting one single enemy unit. And no, I would not use the turbo button. I always hated using the turbo button. I found it weak.
But it's there to make your life easier.
Me personally, I found it if I ever use it, I thought it would be weak. I was weak. So
you'd rather kill your thumb by rapidly pressing something than to just hold down a single button?
Each of my thumbs are Arnold Schwarzenegger's because of that. And actually, I would always use my index finger for rapid tapping if it came down to it. That's because of the arcades. I would play a lot of shooting games like Metal Slug or Jet Fighter 1948 or something. I forget what it's called. Aero Fighters. I don't know. And Raiden for one. But anyways, other than that, let's explore this two dark sides to the city, the slums, and the rich. Nice, happy-going song place. And we actually mistook that black dude for another black dude. That's not racist at all.
Well, that doesn't help that all the character sprites look exactly the same.
Actually, Battle Network 2's translation comes off awfully racist.
Not the first time.
I'm just gonna let my viewers know that if you really are curious on how racist it is, it's not that bad. It's just very stereotypical.
That comes with the territory of most Japanese games.
I mean, yeah, because they think they're not honoring them, but like being polite when they do that.
I mean, look at Punch-Out.
Yeah. That. I mean, I don't want to go on to that, but
I'm not going to either. But like, all you have to do is look at the original NES Punch-Out, and you go, yeah, Japan was very, very racist.
Yeah. Anyways, for those who are curious,
not really racist, more just cultural, like not very cultural outside of their own.
They're very traditional people. Very traditional people.
There's what's a traditional? It's like, what's a traditional Frenchman look like? Okay, bam. Even though we have absolutely no idea what the French are like. Look at Don Flamenco. That's what every French person looks like, according to Japan. That's
just sad.
Well, I'm just using Punch-Out NES as an example.
No, I get you. I'm just saying, like, that's sad that every French man looks like Don Flamenco, because
Not true. But if you play Punch-Out Wii, you realize they learned that they were extremely racist, and they fixed that massively.
Yeah. Anyways, that's Raul, the guy who's kind of PC jagged into, which is a stereo. And he has he looks like a Native American, but his sideburns are like those Native American dreadlocks, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Speaking of culturally unacceptable,
well, it's not as bad as Oil Man.
No, that's true.
I mean, look at her; she's white as she can be. She's really white. I mean, they straight out drew her like a white Beverly Hills little girl.
That's something that my mom always points out all the time. Cause like when we were watching anime, like, okay, if anime is made by Asians, how come every character is white? I'm like, I explained to her, like, it's probably just easier to draw that way.
The Japanese fucking love Californians. They hate America.
Probably.
They hate America, but they love Californians.
Japan does not hate America.
No,
they used to hate America.
No, they do. They still do. Like, they hate their culture and everything. They're visitors. But if you tell them they're from California, you don't get like the stink eye or anything. You're like, oh, you're from California. California is like a safe haven word for America. Like, oh yeah, California, awesome. You know, wait far
You just say that because you're from California.
No, I'm not. Just ask people who've gone to freaking Japan, read articles about this stuff. They actually get treated differently, and they even like go, oh, so where are you from? Canada. Some people have reported like, yeah, they thought I was lying that I was from Canada because most Americans say that. So most people who usually tend to get away with that are people from Switzerland or Germany.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, we're in this new area. I could have advanced this up, but I'm actually showing, I guess CP.
How this guy's not dying because he's standing on the grass platform?
Yeah, that's actually, he wasn't dying because he had a candle that regenerates him.
Oh. I thought he was the grass platform was healing.
No, that enemy has a specific item or chip that helps him regenerate, which was the candle. You destroy the candle, he won't regenerate, but I said fuck it, I can kill you because I can shoot faster than that. I'm actually just exploring at this point because while I do remember everything, it's just good to get my sea legs on, I guess, so I can remember what the hell everything was.
I understand. I know what you mean. It happens to me all the time. You know me. You've noticed it happens to me all the time when I play RPGs. I'm learning to cut those, damn it.
Alright, so now, Lan's pretty fucking pissed. Because Mega Man said...
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, Mega Man convinced Lan that that dude was a nice guy, and now he lost his chips. It's like, dude, fuck you. No, fuck.
That's all your fault, Mega Man.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, shut up.
Mega dummy. Yeah, dummy. Sanford and Son. So now fuck Mega Man, and well, he's gone. But now I can't jack into anything. Now I'm this useless little kid who can't do shit. Anyways.
And somehow, because RPG... oh no, I was gonna say, because RPG logic, suddenly it's not on the floor anymore, but it still is.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, there's an HP memory inside the mini fridge. Sweet.
It was actually on a desk. I think it was like a complimentary thing. Anyways, here's Mr. Higsby. We have to talk to him just to advance the plot. But it's kind of hard not to, like, not advance the plot when you see this guy with his crazy hair.
This is one of the few characters I remember because he's just so random.
He's that goofy guy.
And Number Man.
Yeah. He carries on through every Battle Network, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyways, explain what's going on. They're actually catching up, and he's saying, you and Mega Man got in a fight? What the fuck? You guys aren't like that. I mean, you got me and Number Man to become good guys and see the error of our ways. And he changed his mind, just like that, because he's a kid. So, now I can just talk to Mega Man and, you know, get him back. But I said, fuck it, I'm gonna talk to these NPCs again.
You dick. Like, oh, Mega Man. I should go apologize to Mega Man.
I feel like you spoke for...
later.
I feel like you spoke to every viewer when you said that. You spoke for everyone. Like,
I should probably apologize to him later.
Amazingly, no one stole Mega Man. Instead, they just left the virus in here, in his pet. Like, you could have just stole Mega Man, call it quits, but whatever.
Well, I mean, if Lan was smart enough to lock his door, then nobody could have gotten in there. Anyway.
Oh, it's pretty easy to unlock a door in the future. Anyways, I can hack in the freezer now. Yay!
I assume we're gonna go after Iceman then?
In the freezer? No, the freezer's not really the main area.
Like, Iceman in the freezer? Nah, that would make too much sense.
Well, I mean, we did kind of fight Shadowman in the lake of grassy Electopian server.
Well, that's because he's a ninja. Ninjas tend to hang out in forests.
Well, the reason I bring that up is because we actually just went through a forest before that too as well, if you recall. Remember we fought Quickman there?
Yeah, and I was expecting it to be Woodman.
Yeah, Woodman. You won't be seeing Woodman because I think Woodman was owned by a female operator. I think that's what. Yeah.
So you already beat him in the first game, so he's not in this game.
Yeah. Some do come back later on, as you know. What I like about this game is that everything is canon, and they don't just oh well, he was just in part 1. That's it. No, they actually come back later on, even if they're not that relevant.
Well, this is one of the first Mega Man games to try and keep a coherent plot going between each games.
Punch the fuck out of that dude. And with the sliding force, it's like, damn. I feel sorry for him. That helmet didn't help.
And Mega Man X was the first Mega Man series to actually have all of its games kind of connect. Classic series didn't start doing that until Mega Man 7.
Wasn't that 4?
Which, I don't know why it took till Mega Man 7 to start doing that.
Super Nintendo, I guess.
I mean, I get technically Mega Man 3, like Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 kind of were interconnected.
Oh, cool.
In a way, Mega Man 4. Mega Man 5 and 6, though, no.
So Mr. Higby gives us some stuff just because we caught up. I mean, we became friends again. But now I'm trying to figure out where the fuck do I go and who do I talk to? And I'm like, oh, right. Let's just talk to every NPC again. And this guy helps out. And for those who were actually reading his text or the text when I was talking to everybody, he did say if you ever need help, to anyone, talk to me. I know everything about this place. I'm fucking old. So he talks to like, oh, go to talk to Jim. It's like, oh, well, Graham sent you. All right, I'll help you out. And well, that's, there's the benefit of talking to everybody in the game, people. Especially in RPG.
Creepy little kid is the guy we have to find. God damn it.
Oh, he's Jim. He's gonna help us out so we can get our passport back because, the guy who came into our room and left the virus in there to kill Mega Man and to steal our passport failed because Mega Man's our protagonist.
What's the undernet?
I will explain to you as I fight Thunderman, or really Thunderman.
Elecman?
No, Elecman is actually another battle network. This is actually Thunderman.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, I mean, like, not to spoil it, not really spoilers, but the first one had, Fireman.exe. This one has Heatman.exe. And the third one or fourth one has, like, another fire type EXE net navi. So,
Flame Man?
yeah, I think so. I said fire, flame,
It's
heat.
the only other
Yeah.
fire boss I know from the classic series.
Yeah, Flame Man. Anyhow, Thunderman is, and his operators, Raul, and he said, "All right, I'll help. I'll give you my passcode to get into the net, so you can get into the undernet. But you gotta beat me first, cause I'm fucking tough." And to explain what the undernet is, it's pretty much the dark side of the internet, or the sketchy side. Pretty much, I guess you could call it the back alley of the internet.
It's 4chan.
If you could call it that. There's more worse places than 4chan. At least 4chan now. But that's beyond the point. Here's Thunderman. As you can see, Thunderman's attack pattern is not that difficult to break. In fact, I should have had Fireman equipped. Would have made it really easier to penetrate through those clouds since they get in the way. But he's gonna send up some random shocks where you're based on where you're standing. While these clouds are, if you're in proximity, if you're near them, within their proximity long enough, they will shock you. And that's it for his version. That's it for his version 1. Oh, and these orbs. I thought that was version 2 only. But his third attack is he'll randomly throw. His clouds will randomly throw those shocking orbs. They don't change patterns until version 3, I believe. But the clouds themselves, they don't damage you, they just get in your way. But I beat Thunderman with the Thunder Note. And that's it, Raul. It only took me a minute to beat. I fucked up. You beat me. Alright. Electopian Samurai? I guess we're kind of Japanese. I thought Yumland was more Asian than Electopia. But whatever.
Yeah.
So you guys don't want to watch me travel all the way just to get the code out, so I transitioned into it there. For those who couldn't follow, because I don't expect everyone to remember what the hell we always do. Because gotta admit, this game is the most heavily edited video I've ever done than Tales of Fantasia. Mostly due to because I kind of get lost here more than in Fantasia.
I don't blame you for getting lost. I mean, I'm watching you do this and I'm getting lost.
I only got lost because sometimes you do have to talk to specific NPCs, but it's mostly because the nets. I don't know why, but I love exploring this game, even if I just love the battle system for this game for some reason.
Well, I mean, it's an RPG. You should want it. That makes it a good RPG. If you actually want to go out of your way and explore everything, that makes the RPG good, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, for that person in general.
I mean, that's just one of the ways I look at it. Like, if all you care about is getting to the next main objective, then you're probably not really having fun with the story if you just want to get it over with ASAP.
Or the atmosphere, I guess. But essentially what I'm just trying to point out is I just like the battle systems here so much that it doesn't bother me.
Oh, I understand.
And it was the same way for Fantasia, because once I got the combo command, I'm like, yes, I can use inputs to do moves and do combinations and combine them. I found that fun, me personally, but
Well, I've mentioned this before that Tales games in general have gotten me to prefer action battles rather than turn-based. I can still do turn-based, but I would prefer action-based. I prefer action-based because it goes faster.
yeah. I mean, for me, when I play an RPG, it's mostly about the battle system, and that's it. And I mean JRPG, sorry, but
Right. For me, it used to be that, and I just learned from this, like, you know, if the story, like, the gameplay is a good chunk of it, but if the story is boring as hell, when it's an RPG, the story needs to be interesting.
I gave up on that because then I'm like, well, I'm actually having fun reading books too.
Well, I'm like, it doesn't need to be interesting. Well, I'll rephrase that. Like, the story needs to keep me wanting to actually care.
I guess. I mean, like, I spend money, at
Like,
least
it doesn't
try.
have to be amazing, but it has to be enough to make me actually care to want to finish the game.
I guess you could say that. I mean, to be honest, I kind of do feel that way with Final Fantasy 13, as much as most people don't like it. But anyhow, the battle system for here is, I can actually compare this to another one. While it's kind of not as loose as similar, but still similar enough that I could recommend Bata and Kaitos to other people if they like Battle Network.
Button Kaidos?
Yeah.
Oh, I get you, because the card system is very similar to the chip system.
It actually is, because after every turn you lose your hand, you need a new hand. And that's how you attack and you cast spells.
Button Kaidos, I liked it because it took the traditional turn-based... It took what was normally boring... It took what was normally a boring turn-based battle system and made it interesting. Which is something I applaud Namco for doing, is that they tend to take typical, like, traditional gameplay styles and put an interesting twist on it.
Kind of like the Super Robot Tyson saga.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like the Tales series so much, is it plays like Final Fantasy, but the gameplay style, or, like, the games play out like Final Fantasy, but the gameplay itself,
I think it
is different enough that it's not monotonous as hell.
I think the reason I don't like 3D Tales games is because I feel like I could just play Kingdom Hearts instead. That's just me.
Yeah, I understand.
Anyhow, those transitions you're seeing are just me skipping boss battle. I mean, not boss battles, battles in general. They improve later on. Trust me, I've been editing a lot more lately. I'm also showing more stuff off. See,
I'm noticing a lot more fade outs here.
The only reason I'm showing them is because I want people to see, hey, this is the path I'm taking. Because normally, if it were up to me, I would have just skipped to, here's what's next. Figure out the room for yourself. I don't want to do that, it'd be fucked up. However, here it is. Honestly, I personally think you would like this game if you actually did give it a try. I'm going to say part 2, because, you know, maybe not part 2, maybe part 3, because you're already seeing part 2. But it's because it's turn-based in a part of the chip system, but it's also interactive when you're not using the chip system. As you can see me dodging around, planning when to use my chips and dodging their attacks. And there's this enemy here.
And again, I probably just didn't give the games a chance because at the time, I wasn't very into RPGs in general. The only ones that I had beaten were like Mario RPG and Earthbound.
You had selective taste back then.
Yes. And since then I've learned to appreciate RPGs in general more. So you're right, I probably would enjoy this game more if I tried it now.
Alright.
As opposed to like 5 years ago.
So, as those who have figured out this enemy, his eyes, they start off closed, but as you hurt him more, their eyes start to open and they start to move faster. And they're kind of a random pattern. Their bombs, those little mouse bombs they shoot out, they cannot be exploded. So, your best bet is to kill them in one hit with whatever chip you can. There's so many things we can actually talk about when it comes to specific enemies and strategies, but it can get exhausting sometimes. Kind of glad I'm not doing this live.
Yeah. I mean, I can get in the same way with the Mega Man Zero and ZX series, but I will save that for a later time.
Ooh, hint, hint.
Well, if I can, I'm planning on doing Let's Plays of Mega Man 0, 1 through 4 at some point.
That's kinky.
I just need to actually get them. I mean, I have them, but I don't have any reliable means of recording them as of yet.
Alright, so we're getting some clues about the Thug Navi, and we're getting actually a little bit closer to, well, where we're gonna get to the Undernet or the Thug Navi so we can actually get our passport back. Hey, stranger, you a bad Navi? Yes, I am. Hey, you're not allowed here. No. Oh, well, thanks. You're gullible, motherfucker, program.
God damn it.
So I'm gonna get myself a power-up, because I am now Mega Man powered up. Ha, see what I did there?
Ooh, yeah. You never actually did a Let's Play of that game.
I don't really need to. If you played Mega Man, you've...
It's your only... You use it as your excuse, so I played Mega Man 1.
well, I know I played it. I played it like 4 times, and I'm happy with that. 5 if you count powered up. But...
I meant on your for your channel as a Let's Play.
I think I've been doing too many Mega Man games.
Too many. The only 2 that I've seen you do is this and freaking Maverick Hunter X.
I did X, Maverick Hunter X, 7, 8, this one, I did 0 stream.
Oh yeah, 7 and 8. I forgot about that.
Anyways, that's it for this part. We're getting close. We'll see you in the next part. Me and Saigaku are out.
See you guys.
Let's get the fuck out of here and back into the net.